Tuesday, huh? Oh. Hey, there we go.
Can.
All right, look at this. This is what happens when Kyle's on time or early. You just we get away from ourselves for a second there. Strangely, and it could have something to do with. Actually, I have no clue what it had to do with. I think it's a conspiracy, but for some reason the Zoom got logged out or got canceled, or maybe it was only good for a year. Have we been doing this for more than a year? This is episode 260 right here. And we do have a guest lined up here on the show today, and it's going to be a fun show. We've got a little more NXL news to talk about. We've got some cool giveaways. We're going to do boat member giveaway for this this very limited edition HORMESIS on this side, Tigerwear on that side label. We've got all sorts of people in attendance right now. There's a dog out there in the alley. We got Camille over here watching for, I think, maybe the first time ever. Have you ever seen the show live?
She's like supervising.
She's on her phone. Are you watching from your phone? Because we're right here. No. Okay. Well, this is exciting. So no pressure on today's show by any means. No pressure at all. I want to start off by thanking everybody who is tuning in to the show here. Let me move some things around here. Yeah, you included, babe. I appreciate that. All of our show members. All of everybody, whether you just are kind of watching in the shadows back there, make sure you guys give us a like. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, make sure you guys subscribe and possibly even join as a member, because we give away good prizes, cool prizes. We got Gen X Global Pods that we're going to be giving away. Also, with that being said, we got our man Doc in here. He is the social media manager, and he is also responsible for collecting all your data. Well, not all of your data. We don't have any listening devices or anything, but all of your addresses. So YouTube doesn't share any of your information with us. They don't share names, emails, or anything. Just your name. So if you're El Clasico 1980, I don't know what your name is, your first and last name is. I don't know what your address is. So if you do win something on the show, or if your name's Little G from the Beam, we need to know what your actual name and address are so we can send you your awesome prizes if you win this today. Mm-hmm. Little G, we got you already because you got that spam in the mail. Literal spam. Not like spam email, but literally a can of spam, maple glazed.
You did.
Yeah, so you win awesome prizes on the show, so I don't know why you wouldn't just join right away. So that way you guys can get in on the fun and the action. Today we got a Clatter Paintball poster that we're going to be giving away. We've got the very last of the 15 posters that we have to give away. I think there's like 3 more for sale. I'm going to get you guys the link there if you guys are interested. If you're fans of 15, came out 10 years ago. It's actually kind of wild. I mean, just looking at myself right there, I look younger in the picture. I don't know who the guy is on the far right that looks like he's coming out of a puddle. That could be me with all the sunscreen on, but I'm already in there one time. But that guy he's kind of haunting. You see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is maybe zombies.
This is zombies. That's how we win. That's how we've been so good for so long. Also have a couple of new drops and announcements that are coming out as well. And we're going to talk with Tom Cole later at the end of the show. I know that a handful of you guys probably already heard him on PTG, but if some of you guys are no longer listening to PTG, or this is where you get your news, well, thank you and welcome, and we'll try to get a couple extra questions in there that he didn't get. I did talk to him for a little bit today. He's actually going to dinner with the wife today, and I believe we had an intel session last night, and Mike Bianca said he's taking him to dinner on Thursday. So when we said that Tom's got a tough job, it sounds like he's just smoozing and just going to dinner all the weeks, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
could be.
Yeah, we've been defending him staunchly, but I think his job needs to get harder. So you guys know where his email address is. It's on the website, so go ahead and shoot him an email. Just voice your complaints. My man Ryan Courtney. Oh yeah. Also, I've got our updated member list as of today, and I think we're I'm gonna pull something up here because I know we're gonna say a big shout out real quick to our newest member Brandon Allen. 0.2 months, followed by Jacob Rempel, Little G from the Beam. Actually, that's the newest time on the level, is a newly subscribed boat member.
Yeah.
So actually the newest is Manny Rodriguez. Manny Rodriguez followed by Joshua Mitchell, Tyler Middleton. Hey, Tyler. Thanks, man. Colin Huiskin, Curtis Sims, Seth Tews, Austin Keister. So all you guys I could probably find. Like those guys are easy. But then when you get to L1D2S3, mega support status. Thank you very much. But you actually won a prize last week on the show. And unfortunately, when I put that into the shipping station thing or into Facebook to find out who you are, Instagram, anything, I can't find you. Lo and behold.
You think that's his first name or last name?
I think maybe he's like one of Elon's kids. Yeah,
Could
that actually
be,
could make sense. Could make sense. That's why he's a mega member.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
You won a jersey on the show last week, so I bet there's a way to like pronounce that. I bet it's Lidus-C. Anyway, want to thank everybody for all of your support. We really do appreciate it. Speaking of which, we've got definitely message the Instagram and Doc will get you guys. Yeah, Steve, that's a great question. I don't know, Steve, you won on the Intel session last night actually. Mr. Steven Segovia won a 15 poster. You actually won one of those on the Dynasty Intel session. We're going to talk a little bit about the Champs Club and the gift that we have coming up without spilling too many of the beans. But you guys can relive last night's Intel session after this. If you're not done listening about us talk about paintball, you can go over to the Dynasty YouTube page and watch last night's Intel session. The whole team talks about the Dallas event. We made that one public.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we don't show them all public.
Yeah.
Not all of them are public. Most of them are just for members only. We'll usually release like 6 months later. But this one was we kind of sent it out so everybody could have a look and a listen, just to kind of generate a little bit of buzz.
Nice.
Also, I feel like the topics were very relevant. You know, we won an event and then the very next day lost an event.
Oh yeah.
And then that's another thing that we're going to talk to Tom a little bit about too, and maybe we can weigh in on it prior. But just we talked about it, but the pace of the 3-man and how it affects the event following, especially if you go deep and they have a conference plan for that, so you don't play as much. But still, it's the pace of the game and how, and you know, why play 3-man? Like, what's in it, right? So we're going to talk all about that. And I also talked to Oliver Lang last night. And he talked about, you know, he wants to get a joust going. Is it a duel or a joust? Which one's the one with the whole team? Not just
I thought the joust.
It's the joust, right? Where there's lots of people, yeah. So he's going to get the joust going. He wants to get the joust going at World Cup to, like, get everybody involved. So I told him I'd bust Tom's balls about the joust.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Pro joust?
I think it should be pro-am.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even opening it for everybody, right? Like, what would be kind of cool is, and we can kind of get into it now, but, like, it'd be cool if everybody, because they have 10-man, they have 7-man, they have 5-man, they've got 3-man, they've got it all, right?
Yeah.
So as, like, on Sunday, it'd be cool to set up one of those fields and just be like, everybody who enters, right, we're going to do a couple of jousts throughout the day, and, you know, if it's a 20-man team or 15-man team or whatever they decide to set it at, everybody just kind of willy-nilly signs up, and you get randomly sorted onto these teams, and you play, and maybe the winning team gets, if everybody enters and pays $50 or $100, like, the winning team gets, you know, a couple grand or something like that. That'd be kind of cool, right? But something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, or like kind of a prize, or maybe some paint credits for the next NXL, or if you're local, you get to take some home, or I don't know what you do. It's kind of an idea, but it's work in progress, right? We got a couple weeks to nail it down before World Cup actually kicks off, and see if the logistics will allow them to put that in there. We'll see on that. But I do want to big thank you to our show sponsors, obviously our supporters, all you guys members who are in green. You guys are monthly donors to the show. We put your name on the wheel, we spin it, we do our best to give you guys all prizes. But then on top of that, we've got guys like Pate Smith and Pate Smith Law who sponsor the show. Pate does a lot of great stuff for the entirety of the paintball industry by sponsoring the pro players for the moves of the event. And I think that's a really cool deal, right? And just so you know, like, that has nothing to do with Major League Paintball and Major League Because a lot of people are like, why don't they announce it on Go Sports or something like that? It's because it's kind of something that he does on his own, and it's a side deal. So him and Maddie kind of confer about who did the best event or best move, and he doles out $500 and $1,000 to each guy for the prelims and the finals. I think World Cup is $5,000. That's wild.
Yeah, huge.
All Marcelo won it a couple years ago, and then said he was going to buy our seafood tower, and he never did. At Charlie's. So Marcelo, if you're watching this,
show Tom also some of our sponsored bunker designs.
Yes, we're gonna get the bunkers. That's right, we'll get those queued up.
See.
Yeah, and let's see what we can do about getting a spick and span bunker out there on the pro field.
Someone sent me. Did you see it? It was like the spray bottle.
I saw the spray bottle, Joey K, and then I saw the one with the bug zapper.
Oh yeah.
Which is cool because you can see through it.
Yeah.
Back when Yosh and I had paintball fields at our houses, right? We used to play them in our backyard. I mean, we play them with pumps, and every so often we would have these like chicken wire bunkers, right? So it's like, just the paintball couldn't get through it, but you'd always see ahead, so you'd be trying to shoot somebody so you could like watch through it, but it would just spray through.
Yeah, I like those bunkers.
That'd be so sweet. Like, because if you did it like that, where there'd be like a chicken wire or something you could see through, and you're just spraying the shit out of each other, it would put a lot of attention there and open up movements on the end. You send the guy in there to be like, I'm gonna get blinded.
You don't like that bunker though at summer camp.
What bunker?
The one you can see through.
Oh, I know. I hate that thing. Well, that's a net though, so you can't really spray the guy unless you have super brittle paint. So the balls are just hitting it and kind of bouncing off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you could spray, if it was hard, a hard like metal net that the paint would for sure break and spray through. That means the guy over there is just getting misted. So
or it's like plexiglass and they clean off every point. You have to like cover it first.
Yeah. And you're like, is someone through there? Like, I think there we go. Work in progress here. And again, just so everybody is aware, everything that we say, there's a disclaimer down below. Everything we say on here that has never been invented or thought of, we own and reserve all rights to said product, concept, all that stuff. So
go ahead and try to steal it.
Just if you do, just make sure you send the royalty checks to P.O. Box 99660. There we go. That was the joke. Actually, can we just have you sit in here the whole time, and anytime I tell a joke, you hit the cymbals?
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's what we need instead of the little guy up in the top.
Mm-hmm. Like a late night show?
Yeah. We need our own guy. Anybody in San Diego can kind of play the drums very poorly and would like to sit in a very warm sauna room.
It is kind of toasty today.
Today is hot.
Yeah.
I got that thing open. I was gonna set up the AC, and it's like it's hot moving the AC over there.
I was about to wear not shorts, pants, and then I was
you've been dead.
You know what? It's still a little hot.
Yeah.
But I think I pulled out the hoodie the other day for the first time.
I know, it was nice. Yeah, when it rained a little bit.
Yeah, actually that day. Yeah.
Yeah. But the AC units, they weigh 80 pounds each, and it's just, you got to wiggle it all the way over there, then you got to climb on that stuff, and there's a refrigerator. It's just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stuff.
That's why there's 3 of them.
There's 3 ACs.
And we can't.
I need to take pictures and get rid of these things. And we don't use them because, again, it's too hot. It's too hot usually when I want to set it up in the house to even carry it up there. And I go, I'm just going to sit in misery for a little bit. Jay Tuck, you want to come out here every week? Drive every Tuesday. Drive from Vegas to come out here and hit the cymbals for us. I love it. Dedication. Dedication. And around the horn, guys. BFP Gear, Junior and Gina from BFP Gear. They sponsor the show. They sponsor question of the day. So we got a question for Tom Cole, courtesy of Junior and Gina from BFPGear.com, where you can get all of your paintball merch and gear. They also support pretty much every cool paintball endeavor, like Dynasty. They support PB Fit. They support a handful of other online and media personalities. So really helping to grow paintball, and that's what we're all looking for here. So we got Gen X Global, the pods. They're doing it all, man. M. Johnson, welcome to the show.
Nice.
You know what? We kind of have been failing on it, but there is the one. And yeah, they've been a long-time supporter. Gen X has been actually one of our longest, if not the longest, show supporter here. And they're doing really cool things. If you guys don't already follow them on social media, make sure you guys do, because they're really clever. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I think they're doing a really good job with their social media. And they got a great team working there, and they're just the best pods. And we've got a bunch of different colors that we give away. Throw them in the NECTR bags and load you guys up with a little bit of NECTR because that's what we're running on here. So every package comes with one of those and comes in a nice little NECTR bag. What do we got right here? This is going to go out today. Oh, this is patches. Patch, you won this on the show last week. It's a tank cover. The Pro DNA tank cover. It's sticky too.
It's like a wide receiver glove.
Wide receiver glove. So again,
speaking of,
yeah,
I beat Brandon Short fantasy football yesterday, and both my QBs happened to not be playing.
How did you put 2 quarterbacks in that don't play?
No. Like one was on my bench,
Mm-hmm.
and well, actually, I had my backup is Russell Wilson. Not very good. He had 5 points, but I have Jalen Daniels.
I saw a mosquito.
But he was out. But anyway, I beat Short anyways. Without a quarterback.
Short just have a terrible.
He has Lamar Jackson and he has a bunch of good people.
It is fantasy football season. Does anybody else play fantasy football? I beat Alex and Yosh. Doubleheader. Doubleheader.
How do you guys have double headers?
I don't know. Just some sort of whatever. Math. I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. Like, why have a doubleheader?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Steve Blair. Actually, I would love to get Ron Kilborn on the show. That is a great idea. The problem is I don't have Ron Kilborn's contact info. And as a matter of fact, Ron Kilborn was inducted to the Hall of Icons, and I have his jacket sitting literally right there on the table. And mind you, I haven't tried extremely hard, but I need to get him that jacket. So if you have Ron Kilborn's contact info, I will be at Decay of Nations this weekend up at SC Village on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe he'll be there. Maybe he won't. I'm not sure. But I'm going to bring that jacket just in case.
Was I supposed to bring a poster to AJ?
Yeah, probably. Maybe this is his poster right here. I don't know. Let's check it out.
I was just up at Combat on Saturday. I could, but I'll be at ASG coaching their tournament this Saturday. Second.
Oh, but then you'll be on Sunday. You'll be up at SC Village. Sweet.
Oh yeah, that's this weekend.
AJ Lords. Oh no, AJ, that was supposed to be shipped to you. I don't have your address because Kyle always brings your stuff up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the 15 poster.
I'll
but see, his address is no. You don't bring it up. We got to ship it because I don't have it. This one's for the show.
I got you.
And then Dan's going to ship the ones directly.
I got you.
That's right. Thanks, AJ. I literally would have just, good thing he watches the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you always bring it up there, and I was like, oh, I don't have AJ's number. I'll
also
get it from you.
Those jerseys that were going to Mike. I could have brought those to AJ.
I know.
Yeah.
I told him that. They wanted to ship them. Anyway. So. I gotta send this link to our guest, Tom Cole here. We got a show coming up here.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. So I do want to talk a little bit about the. I guess the best way to talk about it, because we did talk a little bit about the 3-man last weekend, but World Cup coming up here. When you guys practice, do you guys practice any of the 3-mans?
We did a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to get to the field early when we were at X Factor. Then back in X Factor, and then the other teams also had the idea to get there early to have time themselves, so we just ended up having to start playing. We practiced a little bit Thursday morning. We got a early slot at the tournament before the 3-man started, and we did a few, but that was pretty much it.
Okay. Do you think it's worth it? So what are your thoughts of the 3-man?
I mean, I think it's fun. I think that it shouldn't take over or the current format that we have, but I actually really like how it's currently set up.
In what sense?
To just do it on Thursdays instead of, if you want to practice you can, but I also don't think that it needs to be that long. If you lose, that's a wrap.
Yeah, you don't think it should be double elimination?
Yeah, it's just a lot of paintball. For like, if we're going there to play the 5-man X-ball tournament, so I think it kind of like just encompasses a lot of time. Or maybe like, I don't know. It's hard to say because I don't know the right answer here, but I like it. I think it's good to have on Thursday. I don't think it should be as long. It shouldn't go the whole day because maybe if you want to go play and you want to go practice, like you should be able to do that maybe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think that was the original plan. Was like they're like, oh yeah, you can just go practice. But I feel like because when you play your first match, you have like a 2-hour break, and then you play your next one, and then there's a losers bracket. So you're there for like 4 or 5 hours already, and then you're expected to go practice. Yeah, you know, like I just don't see that happening. Yeah, there's just no time to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it. I mean, I think the format's cool. I don't think that it should take over, though, the current format.
So what if it would? What if it does?
Just adapt? I don't know.
Deal with it?
Yeah. I mean, what else am I going to do?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, have it go on strike by myself with a couple other people? Like, you know, I just don't feel like a lot. I mean, you know, what if in basketball or any of these other sports are like, you know what? Let's just go instead of 11 soccer players on the field. Like, let's go to 5. You know, like.
Well, don't you think they've already tried all that, which is why all the sports are in their current form and iteration?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that it's still okay. It still does. I think that it's very similar to. Formula One. We keep going back to this argument, but Formula One's not that interesting to watch a live race. The show Drive to Survive is great. I think the hardest thing for people as viewers is to follow what's going on because you can't see the paintballs. You just see like a bunch of people moving around, and you just have to listen and figure out where guys are shooting or be familiar with the sport. Going to 3v3 doesn't change that. My opinion.
Right.
Like you still can't see. You still can't see the paintballs.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how you're gonna fix that, and maybe there's a technology that you can use.
But how is going to 3 fixing it?
Pace of play.
Yeah.
It's the pace. It's all about the pace of play. You can guarantee a pace of play that is faster with 3-man with limited pods than you can with 5-man. Again, you're adding more variables. If you put 50 guys out there, obviously the pace of play is going to be slower. If you go to 1, it can be slower also. So you got to find this like happy median in which you can show, and then on top of that, you're showcasing a product where it's easier to follow because again, less things to look at and track, right? So you could argue that basketball could be more fun to watch with 3-on-3 because it's a faster pace of play. There's just less bodies running around on the court, and I think that's what it ends up being.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I guess my only stipulation with it would just be personal ego based. That I don't think that you should change it to 3-man. Maybe it is better overall on the grand scheme of things, but I don't feel like we should just completely throw out what we're doing, or have it side by side, just like we went from a lot of 10-man to 7-man to X-ball, 5-man X-ball, whatever. Maybe do like 3-man and X-ball for a little bit together, and then see. Oh, do we need to fully switch?
What do you think? Then, what do you think? I guess of the other. Have you played any of the other little side quests? The 7, the 10.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah,
but not really. Not too much 10-man. I mean, I've played it a couple of times, but.
Yeah, what does everybody else think? Right? What do you guys think? Do you guys do you guys like the 5-man? Do you like the 3-man? Do you like
create a poll?
Yeah. Let's do that. Because one of the things that when I was talking to Tom, we'll bring it up, is like they have no data metrics on what is. It's all anecdotal. It's like, oh yeah, we've heard like more people ask or say that they like 3-man. Now I'll tell you this: it's easier to find 2 other buddies instead, to go play paintball with on the weekend. Did you see that thing? You got to get that one.
Where is it?
I don't know. It's a mosquito, and he's right around there somewhere.
Okay.
Let's create a poll for this thing. Start a poll.
That wasn't it.
What
It was another vote.
format is most watchable? I don't know if that's the best way to 5-man and X-ball. Did I phrase that correctly?
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like leaves it open for a lot of.
Is best for viewers. It's in everybody's opinion. 3v3. Start poll? Yeah, 5-man. What's 3v3? So we got a poll going on up there. I want you guys to all join in and jump to it. Let's see.
I thought you asked me which I'd rather have.
You could vote.
Well, no, because
I know because you're the player. Not everybody here is playing in the format.
So what format is best for viewers? Yeah, maybe it is 3-on-3, but that's not
what you like to
play.
Well,
that's not the question I thought you proposed to me.
You're right. It's not.
Okay, so
yeah, but they're more of the viewers than we are, I guess, and so I think that's maybe what I was. Because again, at the end of the day, we just got to do what's best for paintball or what's more fun for us. I personally like 5 guys playing.
For the hamburgers?
Yeah, I'm not a 5-guy burger guy. That was a good one. Because I can hide behind everybody a little bit better.
Yeah.
I can sneaky. I can have someone shake the bushes while I make moves around. 3-man is a child's game. Yeah. Brad from Paintball Ruin My Life explained an interesting concept to enhance seeing paintballs if they decide to use a yellow shell. I like that. I would love to hear a little bit more on that one. But yeah, you can put I wonder if they could put RFID. You should get Opie from GI in and see if you can put RFID trackers in every ball, and then track it that way. It's gonna be about to get way hotter in here because we're gonna have to close that door when the boys are unleashed down below. Yeah.
You just told me when.
Well, you'll hear it. You'll know. You'll know when it's time. 3v3 is too fast. So, Steve? Do you feel that 3-on-3 was too fast in the Dallas event, or just in the 3-man that ESPN did? Because I would argue that one, it's slow because the pros don't know where everyone is and they're not going to risk making moves. Yeah, I mean, I still think that there are ways to change the current format to make it more exciting and inviting. If you just make it so the point could never go 2 minutes, or if you make it so you could score if you get to a certain position on the field, it'll encourage players and teams to make moves, and the offense defense, I think, is the possession skill set is the best way to do it. You just can't guarantee the time. I think that's the problem.
So, Chris, the thing about if they shift to semi-automatic firing mode is like...
Nah, that doesn't change it.
Yeah, and
just makes it more frustrating.
Well, also, too, people, are going to work the system on that, I think.
Yeah, and that too, right? You got to like...
We try to true semi. It's like...
Yeah, that was disastrous. That was so bad.
That was the closest I was to retiring.
It was so frustrating. But I think if you make it position based again, and we'll talk to Tom about that, like the conferences, just the full X-ball match, and it sounds like Seth from Vendetta Paintball is trying to set up another one with us versus Houston Heat, 12.5 balls a second, 1 hour X-ball match in San Diego. It's either going to be in the wintertime, it'll be in the off season, so December or January, something like that. I do like the idea of a ref, player cam, but you'd have to do something where with a ref, it'd be like a replay cam. It would only be good if someone's cheating. What we need to do is make this more WWE. You just got to figure out who the team's going to be that's going to win, and just people can believe that it's real, even though they know it's not. By the way, if you think that WWE is real...
Chris, I'm actually faster with my left hand, I'll have you know. And I'm right hand dominant.
Walk the trigger. Walk it.
I don't know. I don't know why. I'm faster.
What about doing an 8? So we don't want to lower changing the rate of fire is irrelevant. The lower it goes, it's just more frustrating to play. The higher it goes, the more dangerous it becomes. Like it's like adjusting that doesn't do anything. And again, we want to make it so it's faster, the faster paced game.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we're not talking about rate of fire, not talking about like the actual time limit. You need to make it so you can anticipate what's going to happen. The reason that team sports are successful is because they're possession based. Anything where it's one team versus the other, somebody has the ball and somebody's trying to score and somebody's trying to defend for the most part, right? Football, offense versus defense. Baseball, offense versus defense. Tennis, offense, server versus defense. And then what else is there? Polo. It doesn't matter what it is. There's always somebody knocking the ball downfield to try to score.
Yeah.
Everybody has the ball unless you're up points with downtime, right? Everybody's trying to score.
Yeah.
And I think that if you change it to a possession-based game, you can anticipate what's going to happen more often. Now, I don't know how to do that under a very efficient time schedule, because if I score on you the very first point of every possession and then you score on me every time, then at some point we're just the amount of downs or periods or quarters or whatever it is going to get out of hand, right? So you have to put a cap somewhere. It would kind of be interesting to see and a little difficult. I also like the conference thing we talked about. Like, let's go there. Let's play. Dynasty plays Arsenal. We play on Saturday, play for an hour, and we go home. Right? We're done. We play for 1 full hour. You play 25, 30 points like we did against Aftershock. And boom, there's your day.
Yeah, well, that doesn't have anything to do really with what we're talking about, does it?
Well, it does, though, because we're trying to figure out what the best way to capture a game. And right now, what we're trying to figure out, or what we're leaning towards, is like, is the 3-man the future of paintball? And that's what Tom Cole is going to come on and talk about a little bit more, is like, what can we do, and how are we going to... Can it fix this thing? And I can go into the stack of notes, because we've had him and Bart and all these other people, Maddie on, we talked about how to portray it. But at the end of the day, like, 3v3 was on TV last. And we got to figure out what the success of that is. And again, I want everybody to field questions. If you guys have any questions for Tom Cole, please put them in the comment section. And when he comes on, we will address those questions. And we can ask him directly. This is like your perfect opportunity to get some questions answered about where we're headed, what we're doing, and if you guys heard anything on the PTG show that you want to address specifically, like there was something that was open-ended, this is a good opportunity to follow up with him in regards to any of those questions as well. So we'll kind of get those things.
Would you think would you feel like it's cheesy if in surfing they can have like a little underwater jet propulsion booster on their surfboard?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
So I don't know. I like, maybe just like we haven't figured out the best way to film and people to digest it, instead of just like, let's just keep like doing these drastic changes to the game. Like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, how many, like, what do we want to do? Like, make all these, like, gizmos and gadgets. Like, even that, the ultimate shootout, like, it's cool that it got put on. But, like, there's, like, lasers and smokes and, like, and all these, like, gadgets. Like, I mean, how many times are we going to, like, keep changing it? Why don't we just, like, spend more time trying to figure out how to make it more digestible so people can understand it? I don't know. I feel like, too, I mean, again, maybe it's like an ego thing, that when I'm done with paintball, I'm like, yeah, let's change everything. But, like, I would think, like, someone like you that has spent, most of your entire life playing this game, that you would be kind of like, dude, like, offended that they're going to, like, completely throw everything out. And
yeah, I mean, it sucks, but, like, I've done it all, right? I started with 10-man in the woods.
Yeah. And
then we played Hyperball. 10-man Hyperball.
Yeah.
Then we played 10-man Airball. Then X-Ball was born. right? Then we went to 5-man X-ball, and we played this then there was 7-man. Then there was X-ball, right around all that same time. Then we did a 3-man, then we did a 2v2, then we've done it all, right? I've done 15, 12.5, 10.5, semi-auto uncapped, semi-auto capped, like, and you're right. It's not like that's not the problem. That's not why we're not on TV. Like, we've been on TV a million times. We've had great ratings a million different times.
Yeah.
For the more times than not. Let me put it that way. I think it's just non-endemic support for people shooting at each other. Just get behind and sponsor that. I mean, we were on TV for like 2 seasons in a row, and Dynasty didn't get any new sponsors out of it. Like, I couldn't get a sponsor to pay me to do my interviews and be like, hey, Mountain Dew or whoever, you know, like, you want to buy, I'll wear your shirt, or like however it works, right? There was no influx of cash that came into the league based on the fact that we had all of that stuff. It's a very difficult pitch to get these people, and even now, right? Why isn't the league sponsored by American Airlines or Delta Airlines? Why isn't the league sponsored by Hilton Hotels or Marriott Hotels? We've got one of the biggest event series in the United States that travels around. Like, it's a huge amount of following that goes around to these things.
Well, you know? What do you think that is? Do you think that's current, like, the way that we show it, the way, like, viewership, or do you think that might also have to do with the current people that are in power, that are at the top, maybe being like, I'm not sure if we want to let other more money come in to take away from our pot?
Well, I don't think no, because I don't think that it usually, if Pacifico Beer decided to be a sponsor of the league, they don't want equity, right? If Hilton Hotels was like, yeah, we'll be the official hotel, or Hertz doesn't get, I mean, I better hope not, they don't get equity.
Yeah.
So that would be that'd be an Nvidia deal. Crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we'll give you money as long as you continue to buy from us, so we just get our money back.
Yeah.
Great deal, by the way.
Yeah.
Brilliant deal. As a matter of fact, we should buy into the NXL, Dies Dynasty, so that way our entrance fee when we pay them comes back to us in revenue.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Take that one on the board.
Is this come to more of a problem of, like, there's just not that many people playing paintball?
No, I think there's a lot of people playing paintball. I think that because we're shooting guns at each other is the problem. I don't think it's because one of the bunkers is called the God Bunker by any means. I think it's because we're shooting at each other, and it's a hard sell these times in the United States right now to sell that. That's what I think. And yeah, you know, Maribub P, stop chasing TV. Paintball will never be football. You know, more than likely about 95 or 99% correct. But when football was in its infancy, and all these other sports out there were in their infancy, like, you have to aspire and have to dream pretty big, because there is a league. There are people who get paid to play the sport, and that means that you might want to close the garage door. I was just informed here. That means that we shouldn't try not to progress the sport, okay? And then on top of that, like, a transition into 3-man.
I think Miles is sitting like this on the balcony looking up at the sky.
Oh yeah, he loves planes and helicopters. So every time. So as you pivot, and when you're building something, right, you want to make sure that the people out there, that there's as many eyes on paintball as possible, because the more eyes you have on paintball, the more people that are playing paintball, and then the more support for paintball it is, right? If you get on TV, that checks a lot of those boxes. Additionally, if you change the format to be more widely and recognizably achievable, more people can play it, more people can do it, well, then you also tick those boxes again, right? So the reason that there are all these large bricks and large wedges isn't because very, very athletic, fast, small, nimble snake players can't make their spots. It's because everybody else struggles to make their spots. Mm-hmm. We need to make the game that this game is built on inclusivity, not exclusivity. You don't need to be like the peak athlete to like perform and excel in paintball. That's the beauty of the sport. But part of that is because we added these stupid big bricks and these stupid big wedges that a lot of people don't like, and and it cuts off all these. Nice. It cuts out these lanes so that when the guy gets up the snake, you can't shoot anybody on the side. I just saw the Aruba layout. That layout looks atrocious. For the same thing.
I want to see it.
I've got it right here. I'll send it to you. It's like you can't get to any of the front spots. Like you get into there's like. Yeah, I don't know. Pull it up and you can look at it.
But like, where do I pull it up?
I don't know. When your place is with guns up, you got the guns up.
Yeah.
Guns up. There's your spot.
Yeah.
So, and hold on, I'm getting to these. Hold on, let me pop this thing out. Let me pop out chat. There we go. Now I can see the chat a little better, I think. And so yeah, like that's a bit. You can't stop chasing it, right? You have to push every single lead until it runs dry. Absolutely, right? And it's just, I think it's difficult.
The name of the league?
Oh, it's the Aruba Open. Aruba, Bahama, Mama. Searching. Yeah, Aruba. Hot Triggers, Paintball Airsoft. Aruba.
That?
Up one. There you go. APF. Currently no activity. Oh, never mind. Here, I got you. It's right here. Here it is. I'm sharing it right now.
Okay.
Sorry. I can't share it. I'm just gonna put it up here. There it is. So we're talking about the Aruba Open that's coming up here, but yeah, like a lot of it, you kind of have to if it's on TV, that's a good thing. It's a good thing whether you play in the woods or if you play in tournaments. And again, we want there to be it to be bigger. Mario, I believe there's paintball in Japan, but only on U.S. military bases. I do not believe that you're legally allowed to have a.
Why isn't there like a Barbados Open? Like Bahamas.
Come on, pretty
Fiji,
mama.
Fiji.
There is a field in Fiji. A lot of these paintball places have fields. There's usually kind of not really having tournaments.
Yeah.
And that's right, Chris. We need an NXL Dubai event. Anybody from the Middle East that's got the mega loot, let's get an event out there. Let's really show them how it's done. They've got the surfing event in Dubai. It's $1,000 an hour to surf that wave park out in Dubai.
Dang.
Ooh-wee. And I can see myself going, it's kind of justifiable. It's not, but if you get 10 waves of the best waves of your life,
yeah.
You can spend what does Skemp spend? $7,000 to go out there and just get his ass kicked for 11 days. You could ask him, hey, pay $1,000, you get an hour at Kelly Slater's wave pool. He'd for sure say yes, without a doubt. It's all about the experience. About the experience. Barry Hearn of Snooker understands that to hook viewers and generations, you have to tell a story. Study how millions of people watch the complex and quiet game of snooker. Characters. Dude, M. Johnson, I love that you just said that. That is exactly what we pitched to them before. Unfortunately, I think right now with the streaming wars that are going on, everybody wants live TV for whatever reason. They want live TV. Snooker. Snooker is like pool, but all the balls are the same color or something like that. There's are all red or all yellow or something like that. And they're a little smaller, It's like when that paddle thing, and then there's what's the other one that's really popular right now? Pickleball. Yeah, everything's kind of the same but slightly different. Someone's like, I have an idea. 3-man. I've got an idea. How about 6-man? 4-man. Why not 4? 6-minute abs. There's
why do they call it snooker?
ESPN sucks. Too many different scripts and some are hard to get. Use Peacock type streaming. Yeah, and I don't know anything about streaming, so Brady just got paid $75 million to play flag football. My gosh. Yeah. So and then a lot of it is a budget, right? It is. What does it cost? Yeah, motocross, and then Peter Sturgos. That's another one, right? The other problem with the webcast is industry support. Not a lot of industry support. There's not like even when I remember when we had, I believe that NXL had some commercials, and they were like, we're just gonna throw in, like, we get 6 commercials and we're gonna throw in a couple just to grow paintball and sell the others for like a couple grand a pop.
Yeah.
Remember, we're like, we should get a Spick and Span Show one.
Yeah.
You know, like, why not spend the year's budget on it just to be on there? But yeah, I mean, it's hard to get support, honestly, and even for Go Sports. I remember Maddie telling me about Paintball Access back in the day, because you have to pay $20 or $25 to get Major League Plus, and the reason that is because there's not enough sponsors to support Major League Plus. So the money's got to come from somewhere. I've got one of our little notepads with a lot of dollar signs written all over it. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's about money. So, and yeah, Mike, we have or had, and I don't know what happened with KIRGO. I don't know if KIRGO's back up and rolling again.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully, yeah, I think they were redoing something. So, yeah.
I like someone said they talked about Rainy.
The card thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's it. That's what you're saying. We need to get a better camera. So
I don't know if it's necessarily better camera, like, you know,
like better camera angle.
One thing would be cool is if, like, as you could even charge more for this, like maybe you pay a higher tier subscription for Major League Paintball, and you can go through the cameras that you want to go through, where it pulls up and you can see all of them, or you can, like, you know, maybe there's a camera that's like in the snake, or like down the like at the back of the fence, like looking down through into the snake, and you could like go look at that if you want to see what's going on there.
The producer action level, that's dope. I think that's great. That's a cool concept. Oops.
What if there was, like, you know, 360 camera up at the top in the center that you could like move around and look?
Well, then only one person would be able to control it.
No. It would, because, okay, so I saw this the other day.
On a 360 cam, it's interactive. You can kind of,
yeah.
I don't know if it's live interactive, where imagine 1,000 people logging into it, trying to move it. I do agree with that, right? But it's easy to say for someone like, okay, poker blew up because poker is you know, I think objectively boring to watch. I mean, there's some really cool tense moments in there. But at the end of the day, Rainey's thing is like poker blew up because of the card cam. They figured out a way to put the camera underneath so you can look at it. And it's like, that's all we need in paintball.
Yeah.
Is another cool camera. I think that the bunker cam, right? Like, you just got to give your front guys you got to give guys that are going to be bunkering people a barrel cam.
True.
Right? You need to put one of these things. This will last your entire match, and it's got to be on the front of the camera. And maybe only 5 or 6 guys use it, but 5 or 6 guys have to use this, and they got to be able to tap into this camera.
Yeah. And
so you're gonna go, all right, there's these 2 guys, Mouse is in the snake, right? And it's a 5-on-2. He's gonna bunker somebody. Like, let's go to Mouse's camera.
Yeah. Right.
Or, all right, we got Joe Barrett in the back center making, you know, he's gonna shoot off the break and he's gonna make a quick fill out there. And it's almost like you kind of have the play idea based on, like, you can go to guys' cameras based on their playbook, or I don't know, you wouldn't want to give up your playbook, but after you watch a couple games, you're gonna be like, okay, this guy's kind of heating up a little bit. Like, we need this guy to have a camera on his barrel. I think that having the first person camera view is pretty cool, and because of the way, I mean, it adds a handful more mess, and maybe we should have Darren Sasana on here to kind of talk a little bit about this, but that's what it is, right? It's the POV cam. It's getting you on the field with the guys, right?
So look at this. I came on this upon this the other day. It's like a
it's a 360 cam on there. It's
like a music, like it's like a DJ set, but you're just
was it live and you could do it?
Well, no, it wasn't live. It's just like it's on YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do those things. You can watch guys surf in Chopu and in the barrel and those things. It's pretty cool.
Dang.
There's like a lot of these interactive type things, like, been out for a while, which is really cool. And that would be sweet if you could do that. If that's a live setup thing, And for sure, because I think you should be able to zoom in on that too. There's some that you can zoom in on, which I think is badass, right? Yeah, and actually, thank you, Abedelametchel. Brad's concept to see is you have two cameras, one with a filter on it and one normal one side by side. Overlaying the image enhances the paintball. Yeah, I think that there's probably a handful of ways that we can do it. I mean, I think that the camera at the 3-man for the ESPN with the bright yellow paintballs, I can see the paintballs. I can see them on my phone. So maybe we go to yellow paintballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's an option, right? And yeah, the meta glasses are an option. I mean, I don't really like the meta glasses as much as I like. I mean, it's cool because I think it's the loader gets in the way on some of them. It is cool just because you're always right here and you're never pointing at the ground. Honestly, I think some of the best action cam stuff is on personally, I like it on the barrel. I think the loader, when it gets in the way of the loader, that's the thing. I mean, mounting one of these things to the front of the loader could work too. I see someone has something that might be coming out for that. There's lots of mounts for the goggles. I've got Darren gave me a handful that mount my other camera. This one, the Go 3S. Everybody's got a 3D printer these days. You can kind of get any of these little things and mount them. This one's even smaller. You got some videos on one of these.
You have a 3D printer?
I have access to a 3D printer. I don't have one. Oh, this thing's just on right here. I wonder how long that's been recording in there. But like this thing on the front of your barrel is nothing. I want to say that this one lasts for like 30 minutes in 4K, which you don't need to shoot in 4K, first of all. This one is like 60 minutes in 4K. And I know it looks a little bigger, but you just use a little top mount thing. I have a review on this one, but when I put this one on, you don't see it at all. Right? Marky just did a review on this camera. I know that Matt the Gym Rat uses this one. I just did a review on it. I played a bunch of points in the Team USA with this thing, and you don't notice it whatsoever. So there's that. I mean, there's guys that put them. I mean, this one right here makes it a little big in the center of your goggles. I saw somebody have it in the center of their goggles. I do think that we're kind of like right there with.
I think one of the best views that we had a little bit in Tampa, and then we had it Atlantic City when ESPN came the first time. But there was you had that large amount of space behind where you could also you could see, and I guess we had it at Atlantic City this year too, where you could see the battle going back and forth, and it was behind one of the players. And it would show like the can to can. Yeah, and like that, the exchange of the volley of the paint coming back and forth. I thought that was.
Yeah, and that was actually fun. It's funny. That's why All That Matters, the HORMESIS project that Miko and Alex did, with the help of Pat Spura, Dan Napoli, Brad Mon. It's about depth of field. That's where that shot comes into play, right? You want to be as far back as possible so you can see, and Verbal's doing a good job of this too. Actually, I sent him a really funny zoom in thing the other day, tagged him in it. But that's how you're able to zoom in a little bit more, because if you're the depth of field's further out, you have a lot more space to play with rather than being just behind someone's shoulder and just getting annihilated. You want to be up tall, back behind them, really far away with a good lens, and then you can kind of see that whole entire...
and you can see the paintballs.
You can see the paintballs way easier.
So it sounds like that's the answer.
High frame. Well, like Steve said, there's no all we need is. That's not the answer, but that is definitely something that should be taken into account. But we need space. How much space do we have? So, hey, good morning from Bangkok. Shout out to all of our international listeners out there. You guys all rock.
I mean, we seem to have a lot of space on the outside to walk into the.
You need a lot of space.
In around the pro field on the either end.
More than that. On some fields we do. But usually it's 10 or 15 feet. You need a lot more. and I don't know that, I don't have that number. We could text Miko and ask what the ideal depth of field would be, or if they're good afternoon from Oceanside. Let's go, Dane. We could ask Miko and see what he says about it. But if there are any photographers or videographers in here that know that one, and Craig, that could be it right there. Meta just came out with those Oakley wraparounds with the center cam. There you go. You need one on each side. That's the thing. You need the dual cam. Like my boy Wolf has got these handy cams that he attaches to the side of his head. And so that way, like, he's got one here, he's got one over here. So it just cuts away to different screens. Yeah. Shout out to my man Wolf.
The Meta glasses don't have two cameras?
I thought there's only one. I think Meta has one on one side. Oh. It only works from one side. And then you see the glare inside the lens also. That's the other thing I don't really like about it. And the 7-minute battery life. Or 7-minute record time. I think you can go live for a while, but like a 7-minute record time is not fantastic.
We need that camera that sits at the top of my rearview mirror in Tesla that can somehow see my eyes perfectly when I'm not looking at the road. We need that. We need that on the front of our goggles. Hey,
beep, 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 beep. Come on, man.
I'm going through the center console, like going to change the songs, like, hey, pay attention. I'm like,
dude, that's so funny when you're like, okay, I just need to change the song, but I can't look at it for too long. You scroll through one thing on the song, and it's like, poop, you've lost your driving ability. You know that I'm on your system.
If you're like extra like grumpy that day or like aggravated, it's even more annoying. You're like, shut up, leave me alone. This is what I do without your help.
When I'm trying to drive but not actually drive or pay attention to the road, I'm pissed when my car calls me out. Yeah, I feel you, dude. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it. Can't stand it when I'm just trying to break the rules and my car's narking on me. Yeah.
I need to get the pair of those glasses that the fake eyes
with the fake eyes on
the front.
I think Sloane's got like a little DIY craft kit over there. We can probably get that from her and get those little eyeballs and put just like a bunch of little eyeballs on it. Yeah.
Or maybe just like put some on my hat. Right?
It is like Halloween, so we should try it. You should wear one of those hats with the eyes up here and then eyes down here. And yeah, they'll never know. Yeah, there we go. Distance will always depend on sensor size and focal length, so it can vary a lot from camera to camera. Let's just assume that we've got really good cameras. Yeah, let's do that. I think it's good. And Joel, I think you're right. The Disney ESPN show was good, put together well. It was just too fast. I think that we were there. Dominic, when does the Iron Kids doc release? Great question. I'm trying to figure that out right now. I just saw.
We haven't had Alex on in a while.
We haven't. That guy, huh? Let me follow up with our guest here and see where he's gonna be. Unless he's already in the lobby and I just haven't paid attention to that yet. Participants? Nope, just us. Okay. So, I think we've talked about this a lot on the show and just kind of how to best set things up and figure out a way to get to find that card camera. Like, what is our card cam? That's it. And is it that? Right? Obviously, the production side of poker is not a lot of variables to deal with. It's not like there's like something that flies out of nowhere to go somewhere out and then they got to do this replay. It's just literally like camera 3. I don't know, camera 1. Oh, he looked at his cards. Let's go to the card cam. Yeah, okay, card cam. Yeah, let's go back to camera 1. Like it's not like there's anything really riding in on the line. Like, yeah, maybe let's look at the guy's expression, but it's pretty easy. Yeah, Steve, that was good too. Potting Nerds. That was with the Meta glasses. Okay, that's good to know. I wasn't sure, Steve, what camera you used there. You got them all. I know you got all of those.
I know people. It was a mess and people didn't like it. But what was it? World Cup 2023 when we used pink shell paint or the pink
pink fill.
Pink fill.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Like pink, like bright shell, extremely bright shell.
Well, I think that's it. I think the yellow shell might be it. And what I hope happens is I hope that in the off season there is. Didn't they do a test day? They did a test day. You were there. Mm-hmm. They tested a bunch of formats. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, at least they're trying. We're trying here. And again, it's like, I think we just prefacing it from the beginning of the show is it broken? Does it need fixing? And why? Is there's an answer to both of those. And you guys can vote. Those of you who are just joining in here, we have a poll that's going up here. Do you think that, and this is for viewers, not your experience in playing, is what's best, 5-on-5 or 3-on-3 for viewing? So while you guys,
maybe the paintball is when it hits you,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You get like your
you get shot.
Your gun stops working, it electrocutes you, and then you fall on the ground, and your gun doesn't work, so they know you're for sure out. Then, you don't need actual paintballs that break, so then you could put the RFID chips in there so that the camera can pick up where they're going back and forth.
I like the shock idea. How do we make the paintballs electrocute you so you fall down and you're covered in one of those like a graphics, vest. Like the graphics. Yeah. We're gonna jump over here to the.
I've been watching Alien Earth.
Yep.
And so like how they they have that. Oh.
I thought that was not. All right, Tom, in the wilderness, not at the World Cup layout just yet.
No. Haven't moved up that far. I was actually just at dinner with a friend of mine that's a professional fisherman, and I was talking to their league promoter guy about how they do stuff. So it was interesting.
Are you at dinner right this second?
No, I just left. I went out to my car.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Looks like you're in a bug's life.
Brother, I am in a bug's life. I'm constantly getting squatted. Apparently, you're not aware of that. Yeah, no.
We're actually just talking about how we've been maybe mistaken because we've been promoting you and saying how you're doing you're working so hard all the time, and in reality, you're at dinner tonight. You go to dinner with Mike Bianca this week.
Oh wow, yeah, no, it's funny because like I almost never do anything, and this week I got 2 dinners. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, here we go. We caught you in a web of lies.
Caught me. So tell Bianca to stop leaking. I had,
Well, it was on our private intel session, but you know what privacy means.
Yeah.
Nothing's private these days.
Nothing's private. But I actually lived like within an hour of Bianca. I've never gone to dinner with him.
That's what we heard.
For like 3 years. So.
Yeah, we actually looked at the menu. It looks nice. You got good steaks. They've got oysters, Rockefeller.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty nice. Yeah. I've never been there because it's a little out of my scope, but yeah.
TV dinners.
TV dinner.
When TV dinners are the ceiling.
And Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Are you mad about the Cracker Barrel rebrand?
I wasn't that mad about the rebrand because I get rebrands. I did do the name change thing that I also got destroyed about. So I felt some empathy with them. I was like, hey, don't change the name, brother. That'll get you in the shit. But I did like that they removed some of the stuff in the menu that I like. But they put it back.
Mm-hmm. Lots of pressure. That's what happens when you just fire things off like that, Tom.
I'm not an online complainer, though. I would never dream of like going on their Facebook and saying they suck or anything.
Right.
So.
Not under Tom Cole, but you would do it under BCT.
BC Tom 1776.
Yeah.
For sure. Not that everybody wouldn't figure that out instantly, right?
So we've been talking about this whole show kind of in preparation for having you on, and just kind of talking about anything that people heard from the show the other day on PTG. Also just kind of ideas on like why is it necessary to change things? Where are we at? One question that we had from Junior from BFP Gear is, and maybe we all just missed it, is did you get any data back from the ESPN metrics or anything that came through on how was it? Did people like it? What was the overall reaction?
We did get some data back. I mean, there's still a deeper dive that they're doing for us right now, but I think it was about 10 times the viewership of what it was last time. But we weren't in the top 5 of shows from the Ocho. So, and a lot of that has to do with time slot and marketing on their end. But they were very happy. They've already kind of tentatively invited us back next year.
Okay.
So that part was good. And they put us early because they were afraid of weather for us. Since we had the biggest setup, they were worried there's afternoon showers there all the time.
Got it.
And we were in a marquee spot, and they were a little worried about that whole thing. And we were the first thing of the day. So they just had a lot they wanted to make sure that they had covered. So hopefully next year we can move a little later in the afternoon and kind of get a better time slot that way. Because I think it was 10 a.m. or something.
Which makes it 7 a.m. on the West Coast, which kind of it's tough for some people to watch on a Friday morning. I don't know.
Right. And they also offered to have us go indoor. And so we went and looked at those options at the end of that. After the event, we went and looked how they were doing their indoor stuff. And I actually think there's some legs there to be able to do something indoors. So we'll see.
Indoor paintball's the worst.
Well, it might be cool with the glow in the dark and some bright lights, but it's not so bad, I think.
Here we go. Slow down.
Huh? What?
I get crazy. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. You guys all have to wear jock straps only and knee pads, and we're actually not going to be using paintball guns. We're going to be using pumps, but you got to pump it with your toes.
All right, first let's clarify something. It's neon jock straps. Yeah. And I think when I came on, you guys were talking about electric stun guns or something, throwing people to the ground. So
that's why I frantically texted you. That's why I frantically texted you saying, "Where are you? Where the hell are you?"
You heard that part?
Zapping people with guns. Yeah, no, I heard that part.
The show quickly devolves if it's just Kyle and I having to talk to each other for 2 hours.
I started bringing up Alien Earth.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. I started writing down shows that I've been watching. We didn't know what to do, so thankfully you came in to rescue the show.
I appreciate it. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I do appreciate you leaving dinner early, but which is even better. So let me ask you this then: why are we doing this? Like, what is? Because we had some people who are like, "Oh, stop chasing TV," and we kind of nipped that in the bud a little bit. But like, honestly, okay, we get to go back to the Ochos, which means that Dynasty's out another $10,000 to fly out to Florida because of why.
I appreciate that. Well, hopefully, I'm making you more famous than you already are. Well,
great. So, and I'm still waiting for that check of who's going to give me money for that.
Part of the problem is I don't know. We got to find that person. We have a bunch of problems going on, right? Challenges, I guess we should call them, not problems. But so whether the game that we have now is watchable or not watchable is something that we've been arguing about since the dawn of time, right? And I don't know the answer to that question. I don't think anybody does. So one of the things that the 3-man allows us to do is to try, there's 9,000 ideas on the internet. People hit me up, almost constantly and saying, "Hey, I got an idea. I'm sure you've never thought of this. I'm sure you've thought of this, but here's a spin on it," or whatever it is. Right. And then I take that idea and then you claim that you gave it to me, Ryan. And then we go on. Right. But the 3-man gives us the ability to try some of those ideas without necessarily messing with the product that everybody already loves. Right. And so, we have a couple arguments there, right? So our core fan obviously loves what we have, right? But let's call that 20,000 people. So what I'm interested in is what the other 353 million like, right? So we have to kind of explore those options. And I've probably given this story before, but I'll explain it to everybody again. So we had to deal with ESPN where we did the show last year, which was post-produced. And then I got a call from a person from a network that said, "I'm walking into a meeting right now. Can you do an event in 6 weeks? Yada, yada, yada." And somehow we came up with 3-man. And I was like, "Yes, we can do all of that." And he's like, "All right, I'm going to try and pitch that right now." So then that's where we kind of moved into the 3-man thing. Well, then he did call me back in the next couple of days and say, "We're going to table that for 6 months." But then literally the next day, ESPN called me and said, "We're going to do this event in the stadium. We want to do live. And we don't know the specs yet. Can you be smaller?" And I was like, "We could play in a square foot by square foot. It's just going to be quick." And so they were like, "We love your adaptability. We'll get you in there." So then we ended up with the 3-man. And it was well received by the media people that I talked to there. And a lot of spectators seemed to like it. So then I'm kind of pushing forward with that because I believe it is a quicker and easier way to understand. It's almost like, paintball light, right? Now, there's some compelling arguments to be made that that's almost too easy and people would bore fast. And I don't disagree with that, but I do believe we got to give them like an introductory thing for people to like. And then it's also a little more complicated than that. So if if a TV company currently offers us something like, let's just say, FX comes and says, we want to do a Major League Paintball 3-man, and we want to do 3 live events a year, and we want you to sign a 3-year non-compete. We have the final say on, whether it's going to air with any other networks, right? Mm-hmm. I would probably sign that deal for the publicity, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't know at any point in time if there's a, $2 million deal around the corner that we would now be held up with on for 3 years. So now we could potentially offer 2 products. We could sell an NXL 5-man to the new company if that was the case, right? So it allows us to give out free samples per se, or a cheaper product for the networks, and then be able to sell a product as it starts to create demand without a conflict of interest.
Okay. So right now it's the pitch is we're doing this because any TV at the moment is good for paintball.
Correct.
Yeah, and I do agree with that, and I think that because someone's like, why are we chasing TV? And it's because like the 3 things we want to grow paintball, right? So we need eyes on paintball, so more people play paintball, and more people want to play paintball, like begin to play, and there, if you can make it so that there is any monetary value in there, then people will want to continue to play paintball and build on that trajectory to grow tournament paintball on that side. Because if there's any type of funding in there, then that's the golden ticket, right? Because
and there's another unforeseen thing that we don't really ever talk about, but it's like I was just talking to the fishing guys, and I was literally talking shop, and I'm actually going to go up there to the tournament on Friday and spend some time with the guy that runs it. But their entrance fees are $38,000 a year, right? For each individual fisherman, right? And they told me that 60% of them are not paying their own entrance fees because they generate that from outside sponsorship. So when we put, and let's just use Dynasty and Impact because they were the 2 on the show, right, that played for the finals, right? Mm-hmm. The hope is, even if we're not bringing in big money from TV rights that we're trickling down, the fact that next year you can say, if I sign ESPN tomorrow, for argument's sake, and let's just say it's just a break-even thing for us, and we're not putting in money, and you guys are just spending your travel, but now you can go to Chipotle and say, hey, we're going to be on TV 4 times next year for 30 minutes, and we're going to have your logo on our stuff, and the NXL is going to throw in a commercial, whatever. Maybe that becomes a value that we're generating revenue that we didn't see before. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's one of the carrots that we're hoping for, right? Obviously, I'm hoping to sell the TV rights, and then we have to have a trickle-down economics on that of trying to give you guys whatever money we can save from our production value from the money that they're paying us, right? That's how the top 5 traditional sports work. But when you start going to fishing and racing and all those different weird sports like that, the little more of a niche sports, they're generating outside sponsorship because of their views on TV. BMX is a good example of that, right? Or, whatever. Motocross, right? Mm-hmm. All those guys got their stickers on their cars, the monster bike and all that stuff, right?
Sure.
There's some value in that there. And I mean, by no way do I have all the answers, but as I learn these little things and I put tidbits together and I take chances, less bodies is cheaper for them to film. Less bodies are easier to explain. Less bodies. I mean, we had the same layout this weekend for both 3-man and 5-man, and we played the same amount of points, if not more, in the 3-man in 7 minutes than we played in traditional X-ball in 15 minutes, right? And there's an argument made, especially by those of us that are older, right? Like, I understand the nuances of the game. I love watching 2 great teams play this, this cat and mouse game where they're trying to outthink each other and they're trying to do these things, you know what I mean? But not everyone's going to enjoy that. And we have not seen, everybody can say, leave well enough alone and all that stuff. And, I won't lie, it's a little irritating because we haven't seen any huge growth since TV, right? Since it's nostalgia. I mean, the guy inside there, the guy that runs the league, he's like, I had no idea paintball was that big. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. It means I'm doing a bad job. So, our goal is to try and expose it to as many people. And if the product's not right for them, that's one thing. But we just haven't exposed it to enough people, in my opinion. I mean, how many times do you say you're a professional paintball player? People are like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Every
right?
single person I talk to.
So that means that we don't even know what the market cap is. It would be different. Like, it's like if you don't eat it, I'm going to use Chipotle because I'm sitting in a Chipotle parking lot, but if you don't eat at Chipotle, it's not because you don't know they exist. It's because you either haven't tried it or you don't like it or you don't want to try it, right? But paintball, especially on what we do and airball and all that stuff, we haven't exposed it to enough people to know whether it's something that people want, whether to watch or play. So to me, that's our goal, right? I mean, we've been holding on to about, between 16 and 20,000 tournament participants in paintball in general for almost the last 20 years.
Yeah, it's wild.
So,
I mean, there's a high turnover because it's expensive also.
There's a high turnover because it's expensive, but also a high turnover because of expectations, right? Like it's, there's a lot of intangibles, you know what I mean? There's refs, there's teammates, there's all those things. If you think about adult sports of people that have their own money, right? Like if you go play golf, you go play tennis, you go fishing. I'll use fishing as an example, right? You really Ironman is really where I really started to develop this because there's a lot of people that run Ironman that are like semi-wealthy people. We use, a Mark Johnson. A man has worked hard all his life. He's got enough money to go do what he wants to do. And then he decides he wants to run an Ironman for a year, right? He's only got himself to blame when he does bad, right? Because he knows how much money he's got. He knows how much practice he wants to put in. And so if he doesn't practice every weekend and he does bad, he can only blame himself. If he sets his own budget, the problem with team sports at an adult is you need to find 8 people that are at the same place in life and financially to participate. Or more on the division level, right?
Right.
Because it's never going to work if I want to. Let's just say I'm wealthy and I practice every weekend and I'm always buying new cool stuff. And I'm like, I don't understand why you're not practicing every weekend and doing all this stuff. And then you either have a poor guy on your team who's like, I can't afford to buy the paint, or a guy that's got a family that's like, I got to spend time with my wife and my kids. I'm not giving this opportunity up. So you got 3 people that are unhappy because none of this is living up to their expectations of what they want. One guy wants to just play what he can afford. One guy just wants to play what he's got with equity at home with. And the other guy wants to give it all for 3 years and try and prove he's the best. And you need to find a team of all those people at the same place in life. I could play for a team of people that just want to show up once a month and just go have a good time. Or I could play with a team of people that want to dedicate every minute of their day to being better. But you can't have both.
You can't have both
and have a good time.
It's the construction conundrum. You can have it good, cheap, or fast. Pick 2.
Yep. Well, and it's funny.
Cheap is gonna take forever.
When we played ICC, right, and I played with Bad Company, and then I ended up getting Dave Baines to play for us, and we had like some Impact guys and Colt Roberts or whatever. We had this like all-star team. And we were going to whatever, and I'm sitting half of the stars, and Dave Baines is like, are you here to have a good time or are you here to win? And I was like, I'm here to have a good time with the Bad Company guys. My bad. You know what I mean? And so that's what my goal was that weekend, and I would have lost happy if I played with my guys. Or, at a different time in my life, I would have sat every one of my friends and played a bunch of dudes I don't know to win. But that's not where I was at that time, And Dave still was at that time. Dave was like, we're sitting you, Tom. And neither one of us is wrong. You just got to be at the same place at the same time. Right. Well, I mean, that's the challenge of team sports. But that's why I think people will get out of it as much as money. Money's also another thing. It's expensive.
Well, that all ties into it, though.
Yes, it all ties into it.
That all ties together. Yeah. So I mean, there's so many questions that I have here on this list. I want to know, back into the money thing and the trickle-down economics, is what is the holdup and why don't we have any major sponsors? We have Hertz, which I don't know what the Hertz deal is. There's all this speculation, and obviously that came from a contact. But why is there no official hotel of the NXL? Why is there no official airline of the NXL? Why is there no official restaurant of the NXL? I watch these surfing contests very regularly. And I want to say it costs $6 million per event for them to move everything from one place to another or more. And there's the Pacifico event sponsored by Shiseido Sunscreen, and the commentators are like, we're eating at Board and Brew. This is great. These guys provided us lunch. I'm sure they're paying $10,000 or $15,000 for that. $100,000 for this naming right. $100,000 for that naming right. Thanks for the Hilton Marriott here or whatever hotel is in Fiji for the finals. Why don't we have all these things? I know there's official partners of the NXL, right?
So it all comes back to, and the internet's kind of made stuff convoluted, right? Because everybody, it's all very trackable now, right? Back in the day, everything was a little more intangible. Everything's now trackable now. Yeah. But we hired an outside guy to come in and try and sell outside sponsorship, and the missing component was the TV, because they want to know viewership, and it doesn't necessarily have to be TV. It could have been YouTube. It could have been all those things. But
we have how many people are subscribed to Major League Paintball that watch it, and then the YouTube that's also there.
Let's call it 10,000 people.
Okay. Does that not move the needle?
No. My God, no. So it's 10,000 people every time, or the same people all year.
Right.
So what do you think the value of reaching 10,000 customers is?
Don't know. But don't we have a pretty
paintball specific customers?
Right.
That that they're paintball specific. So for Eclipse, Eclipse is gonna be like, I want to pay you half now. For Eclipse, it's valuable, but for Chipotle, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I could argue that having a local, on a local level, it's very valuable. Like I would like to see if Mark Johnson had a spike in, speaking of Mark Johnson, at his restaurant at the Plano Tortilla Factory, because he sponsored that event.
Well, we would like to hope so, but the sponsorship is still pretty minimal.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that is a perfect example.
All right, so let's go through this. We'll go all the way back to Chuck Hench, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the challenges for these big guys is, yes, we could go find Mark Johnson type restaurants. You can find owner-operated restaurants that you have a relationship with that you can go, right? But when you go to a big chain, and I've literally heard this said several times, it costs us more money to vet the sponsorship for you guys than you're charging. So we know it's not worth it. Right? Because they have to make sure that it's not going to, you know what I mean? They want to make sure that, I've not been selling illegal NFTs and are going to go to jail in 3 weeks. It could be like, Chipotle, why'd you give Tom that $100 million from the runoff with all those people's NFTs? You know what I mean? Like, when they want to associate with a brand, they want to know what's going on. The guy's exact quote to me was, "You're never going to get fired for sponsoring the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but you will get fired for sponsoring paintball."
Right. That's been the age old phrase from every single.
It has nothing to do with the fact that it's the markers or guns or whatever you want to call it. Right. It has nothing to do with that. It has just to do with the fact that it is something outside the norm, and when you take those chances, there's a chance there could be negative repercussions.
Yeah.
And so they got to vet it, right? And no one else has vetted it. So that's why we're doing these deals, and the deals are good, right? I say they're good. They're good for the people. Like, we cut Hertz a crazy good deal. Mm-hmm. Because once we have a name brand with Hertz, and it's helped, right? I can't say it hasn't helped. Once we have a name brand, then the next name brand is more interested, right?
Sure.
And now they're going to assume Hertz is vetted, right? So now it's less of a risk. If Enterprise is like, Hertz has already got it, let's get it. You know what I mean? It's like stealing mouse, right? Everyone wants to steal mouse because someone else stole mouse, right? So it's a self-fulfilling. You get paid more every time someone tries to steal you, and that's kind of the philosophy there.
I like it.
So yeah, and it's helped mouse. And it's helped mouse. So it's the cart before the horse type of deal. We have to get viewership. As we get viewership, we can get more sponsorship. As we get more sponsorship, we're going to get more viewership because we can spend it on viewership. Yada yada yada.
I was just looking this up. Department of Defense spends around $1 billion on advertising per year. Yeah, we seem like someone that might be okay with our sport.
And Jerry Jones spends like $800 million to have a star quarterback. That doesn't mean he wants to give it to you, right? Like,
no. What I'm saying though is like,
the Department. All right, let's say the Department of Defense sponsors us. So what do you think they're going to get more bang for their buck about? You know what I mean? Like, what are they going to give us? $5,000 for the 10,000
They're trying to get in recruiting efforts.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a good, that would be somewhere where they would want to.
But they're not going to spend real money. And I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying, like, the viewership and the participation is not just Tennessee's going to have a game this weekend, right? How many people are going to be in the Tennessee Stadium? 180,000 people. So we're going to do all year, 20,000 people are going to play tournament paintball. And in one game, you're going to get 180,000 people in a college stadium. And there are college stadiums like that all over the United States. There is Alabama, Nashville. I mean, it's unbelievable, right? When you start looking at other people's numbers, it's all inspiring. And that's why they get the money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also the brand recognition of the sport, right? The sport of football And then out of those 180,000 people or 120,000 people, there's a good percentage of them have no clue what even happened. They even give a shit about football. It's the experience of going.
If you're in the stadium,
but that's what you built, right? That's the tier that you said is you build something, you get viewership, you get participants, you get this. It's like one thing checks the other one off, and as a result, someone goes because they want to be there.
Correct.
Right.
Well, and it's funny because I literally told the guy, we have a stadium option, right? The Tampa Buck Stadium thing, right? And so I was talking to the guy and I said, we're going to be in Buck Stadium next year. And he was like, I would be way more likely to bring my family to watch that than what you guys are offering at World Cup because it's just a field somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, he doesn't know anything about us. I literally just met the guy. He's probably going to hate me for going public with everything, but
I'm sure he's not watching the Spicka Span Show.
I'm sure.
I mean, he might be actually. We don't know. We got a lot of.
They're doing something pretty neat. They do like a little round table because they start fishing tomorrow, next day. And today they do like a round table with some of the fishermen and just ask them what they think about the lake and how they think they're going to do and all that kind of stuff.
What do you think about the layout?
The lake out.
Yeah.
The lake out.
What do you think about the lake out? Yeah.
Yep. So I thought it was pretty good. But anyhow, I mean, we have some work to do, right? I'm not. None of this is easy. None of this is going to be a quick fix, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's the age-old Hollywood acting issue too. There, it's like you want to become an actor. Well, you need to have your what is it? SAG card. How do you get your SAG card? You become an actor.
You have to act.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how do I become an actor? Well, you need an agent. How do you get an agent? You gotta be an actor. Shit. Yeah. So, well, how do I get one without the other? I mean, there's a lot of these things. So we're just chasing our tail essentially.
And one of the things that sucks, and it's mistakes to unforeseen consequences, right? I'm always touting that, right? Like when we had our last big chance was probably when the NPPL got started and Jed and them were doing stuff right. You know what I mean? Doing a lot of good stuff. And then the PSP also had their chance, with the X-Ball thing, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't spend a lot of money just inherently paintball. We don't spend a lot of money in marketing outside of ourselves. And so almost every time we have a spare dollar or a spare sponsorship, we do it to improve the game because everybody that's involved loves the game.
Right.
And luckily, so they do love the game. But we should, if you were going to spend $100,000 a year instead of putting in like a new robot or a clock to count the guns or do whatever weird stuff we do, you'd be better off spending that on marketing. Mm-hmm. To let more people know that paintball exists. Like I met with and so as you can tell, I'm always looking at these other leagues and talking to these guys or whatever. And I was talking to the guy that did the World Tag League, which is one of the most highest rated YouTube things right now with subscribers and all that stuff. And he literally guerrilla marketed at one of the TV conferences we went to. He had a panel behind the escalator. So literally every person that went to go to a meeting at the show had to walk up this escalator, and it was a life-size thing of tag. And I asked him what it cost, and it was not that expensive. You know what I mean? Like, but we would never dream of doing that advertising as an industry. I should not, not the league, but the industry, right? Because we've started spending that money a little bit, but it's just hard because the industry is tied up. Everything that they do is expensive. Making paintballs is expensive. This fishing guy that I'm talking to, right? What do you think their tournament consists of? The lake is here. The lake already existed. Mm-hmm. The ramp for the fishing tournament already exists. I'm going to show up there tomorrow and I'll send you guys pictures. I guarantee you it is 4 pop-ups and a 10x10 trailer is what this guy's running the pro fishing tour with.
And there's big bucks in it.
And there's 3 people.
Okay.
Right? Well, it means if you pay a $5,000 interest fee to run a fishing tournament, to fish in the fishing tournament, half of that money could go to prize package and half of that money could go to marketing. Mm-hmm. Whereas half of our money goes to 80% of our money goes to infrastructure.
Oh, sorry.
And referees. Yeah, I wish it was going in my pocket. 80% of it goes to referees and the other little bit of it goes to prize package. How many referees do you think there are at a fishing tournament?
Not enough because they're stuffing the fish with lead weights.
Yeah, exactly.
Every boat should have its own referee.
How hard is that? You know what they do? They put 2 fishermen in the same boat that don't know each other, so that you can't cheat.
Yeah, that's not the best method. Hey, what's prize money? $60,000. Yeah. I'm gonna stuff this thing full of lead. Split the prize money with you. If Alex FRAIGE, you know how many times we've walked up to the team that we're about to play and be like, "Yo, we'll split the prize money with you." No,
I'm surrounded by fishermen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
we
fine.
can put Frank Connell and JC on a 2-man team in the woods and say, if you all get shot, call each other out.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two would win every tournament.
Yeah, every single tournament.
Every single tournament.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just have some advantage. We've been dealt a challenging hand, and we're trying to make the best of it we can. Because the game, in the end, the game is fun, right? The game of paintball is great. Everybody that plays it has a good time. We just got to find a way to keep it going. Make it exciting for the spectators and make it exciting for new players.
That's true. So let's talk about because you mentioned it on the PTG show. A lot of people are buzzing about it. Let's talk about the arena in Tampa, playing inside the Bucks Stadium, Thursday night lights, 3-man. My question is, what's the point? I guess you kind of already answered it. Like maybe more people will come to watch, but what's the point? It's you got a good deal on it. Like, well, I'll sell you a used car.
So what's the point? Legitimacy.
Okay.
Right. So it's just like the ESPN show. So what led to the Tampa Bay Bucks Stadium thing was we got to send pictures of the ESPN show. Everything just gets better as you tell these stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I could say they were on ESPN, and now that's a sudden check. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, wow, they're legitimate. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way, our next event's in Buck Stadium. Check, we're legitimate. Hey, Chipotle, how about a check? Right? Like, they could come check us out at the stadium. So I'm inviting people to come play. That just happened, or come watch, right? And so I said, we have an event in Kissimmee. You can come watch it here, or we have an event in Tampa that's going to be in the Buck Stadium. And that's when the guy said, I'm more likely to come to Buck Stadium with my family because it's fuel school. So these are the steps. We're already illegitimate, right? Because of all the other challenges that we have. The more we can do to put us in that same level with other sports makes it easier for people to digest it and say, this is cool.
Okay. Good answer.
And we also, from my point of view, when I get frustrated is when we're not moving the needle forward, right? And I want to take a shot at the PSP, but when I worked for the PSP, right? And I felt like we were just status quo, right? We weren't moving the needle forward. Mm-hmm. And yes, a lot of people think that we should be making huge steps. We should have all this money and all that stuff. And I don't disagree with that. But as long as we can keep taking steps and moving things forward, I think that's good. And I think a lot of times we spend a lot of time debating format and rules and weird stuff. And I shouldn't say weird stuff, but stuff that's very nuance driven that the general spectator doesn't care about. Mm-hmm. And not enough money wondering how we're going to deliver the game to the masses. And part of that is taking these little steps to make the people feel like it's legitimate.
Okay.
I mean, and just I know you have it all the time because I have it all the time. People was like, so I thought it died after the the 2000s because I used to see it on TV all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the legitimacy thing. The point is a good point. I can see that. It just seems like an added expense that's like could go nowhere. And just so we're clear, this will be inside of the stadium, not just on the parking lot again, right?
Correct. It will be inside the stadium. It'll be the first time we've ever played at an NFL stadium. And so, and I can go either way, right? All of these things that we add are a lot more stress and work to us, right? Me and my staff, right? Doing the ESPN show, that's another weekend, right? That's another weekend that we're going somewhere, that we're building something, that we've created an expectations both from the outside world, ESPN, and the people at Disney to you guys, right? Imagine if we had to cancel that event after you got there, how friendly you'd be with me. You know what I mean? Of course, you didn't show up, but the people that were there would have been mad, right? Yeah. So all of that is extra stress that we've added. It would be way easier for me just to say, we're going to run, 400 teams an event. We don't care if it grows. We just want to make sure, we get our bit and, we just reinvest the money back and making sure everybody's having a good time. You know what I mean? And that could be the thing, but I believe we could be significantly bigger than that. And I started making the joke. Like my dream right now is 10 years from now, I'm arguing with you guys why you're not worth 20 million. You're only worth 8, right? As a player. Right. And you guys, what do you mean? I'm crazy. I shoot everybody that tries to get in the snake. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of arguments I want to have, not whether, we should be on TV or not on TV.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've been waiting for the last 20 years.
We're going to keep arguing, right? We're always going to be arguing about something. But
until the day we die,
Tom. Be arguing about real money instead
of
arguing about small amounts of money.
Yeah. Possibly. There is an outside chance that is going to be the case. I'm obviously optimistic because I'm pot committed at this point at in my mid 40s coming up here.
Yeah, unless you're going to pick up golf, you know what I'm saying? I think you're in. You're in. And yeah, I don't want to give up, right? I believe we have an opportunity, and we're going to keep pushing forward to it. You know what I mean? So,
we appreciate that. I know not everybody does, but
in the end, I think
tough.
most people, you know, the people that don't appreciate it are the people that got left behind, right? The people that for whatever reason gave up before we got there. They're going to be the people that are really mad when we get there, if we get there. And if we don't get there, they're just going to say, "See, I told you."
Yeah.
And you know, and I could take it either way. I don't care. I would be sad if I didn't give everything we had to try and get us there, right? I don't mind losing games, right? I've lost plenty. You know what I mean? But as long as I know that we as a team did everything we could to win that game, then I'm fine. I would be mad if you come off with 3 bodies alive and we knew we had to win that game and people are like, well, I didn't want to get shot. Then I'm mad. I'm never the guy who was waiting to get shot. You know what I mean? So
speaking of that, are we going to change that rule with no more burning the clock? And is that going to be a World Cup one?
So that is a big topic. I would like to email the teams before World Cup and say, because I have a points for thing that I think is a pretty good change, where it's points for in games won, and there's no benefit to games lost. So there would be no reason for a team that was losing to not try again, because if you try again, you at least have a chance to win. I mean, in both of the games, I believe the margin was still pretty low, and the team just didn't want to give up a better margin. But if there was no option but to try and win the game, they might have played, you know, they would have obviously played the point. And also the other team would have been worried about a tiebreaker, so they would have just hit the button, in my opinion. So my rule idea is points for in games won. So I would email every team, and if it's universal, I'll change it. But as you've pointed out to me several times, changing rules mid-season is a really bad look.
Yeah. And well, mine was more of a, if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of thing. And I forgot what the rule is that you wanted to change. Oh, you wanted to change the pod limit. And my response was, are we losing viewership? Or sorry, are we losing registrants? And you said, no, this is the biggest event we've ever had. I said, I would suggest not changing anything then, especially in the middle of the season, and something that would affect registration negatively, or that would affect your ability to perform in the middle of the season. So like, if, for instance, if you're like at World Cup, okay, we're going to change the pod limit to 4 pods in pro. That would probably hinder some teams' ability to compete at the same level that they've been, and pace that they've been playing at.
Correct.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind, I mean, it's a little too late now, having a yellow shell like you had at the ESPN event, all bright yellow shell, like the nuclear yellow shell. I think that's better to view than pink.
I'm not against that as well.
But you better figure that out quick.
Well, I won't be figuring it out for World Cup.
Oh.
A lot of moving parts between now and World Cup. So no, I'm not changing what the paints make in order to try and get a better color. But maybe before next year's ESPN or before the show in Tampa, right? Because we're hoping to sell the rights to the Tampa thing. You know what I mean? Between now and then. So.
Well, okay, let's talk about that. So Tampa's the first event for next season?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have the rest of the events?
Not really.
Okay. I need to.
Mostly.
While I've got you here,
we will have a Mid-Atlantic event second.
Oh boy. Okay.
Probably not Atlantic City. How's that?
There we go.
Which is crazy because I think Marcelo likes Atlantic City, but
of course he does. The
Gabagool,
that kid just hoovers down chicken parms, dude.
Got it.
Have you seen his ankles and his what are those things? What are these muscles right here? They're built of chicken parms.
Got it. Maybe I should start eating some.
Traps, dude.
And then the third event will be where we were this year.
Where were we?
Location. Cincinnati, right?
Oh, okay.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Ohio. All right.
Grass is nicer.
Your grass is nice.
Grass was nice.
It was probably the slowest event for vendors since the Dallas event that was rained out.
Okay. I heard Thursday was really good. So
as a vendor, I would say
I'd have to double check that.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful, right? I mean, well, you're a vendor. Were you as a vendor? You were saying as a vendor, or what you overheard?
What I overheard, and also as me as a vendor, and just me walking around the place. It seemed a little sparse.
Trade my gun is pretty much my barometer. It was 106 something.
It was also 106 degrees.
Yeah.
And where's the closest field?
Where's the closest paintball field?
Yeah, you need to draw that little circle. Your circle,
Yeah,
I think.
there's a bunch of fields right around that area.
Okay.
And then, but that's part of the, well, whatever. I think temperature has a lot to do with it. Also, I mean, I don't know if we've had anything innovative in a while.
Oh.
Since the HORMESIS headband.
Mm-hmm. Have you not seen the pod lids that you can replace your pod lids from Gen X Global?
I have
You
not
can get a new pod
really
lid.
saw those, but I'm sure they're great.
It's going to be on the Hall of Icons or the iconic innovations of the year for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then after that, we would probably be in Texas and then back at World Cup.
Okay, I have a request, and this could be a side chat thing, but June 5th and 6th weekend, we cannot have an event or a practice weekend. So the event, there needs to be an event either May 30th or an event May 20th weekend.
Well, as usual, just send me your schedule, and I will custom curate our schedule and make sure it fits your needs.
It's Scott Kemp's wedding, and Kyle and I are both in the wedding. So,
well, now I know I will move my dates. I know we'll have to look at it.
We'll look at it.
Do my best to avoid Scott Kemp's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
But why would the man just not get married in January when we don't have any events?
I told him to do it in July. I don't know. Scott, there's no telling Scott what to do about love.
Yeah, I got you.
Big decision.
There's any type of big decision. There's no convincing Scott one way or the other. It's full throttle. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
So. Yeah.
Okay. I will do my best.
Okay. Okay. No, you finish.
I don't remember. I think our dates are already pretty much close to being locked. We have contracts and all, so.
Okay. Well, contracts if they're not signed, Why are we not in Chicago? A bunch of people are asking. Why moving to Cincinnati over Chicago?
The World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
The real World Cup.
Of
not ours.
Of
soccer. Football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. Depends which. So June is World Cup that year. And so it will move around. So there's a couple things. So we can't use Gaelic Park in June.
Okay.
Just inherently. So we'd have to put it there in September. Okay. Cincinnati is one of the best locations that we have for grass and also does not conflict with a World Cup weekend, which would drive hotels and airfare ridiculous to all these cities that are hosting a World Cup. So that would be a situation. Texas, I think we've proven that the second event does not work in Texas. So we only have limited third and fourth spots available. And so that's kind of where we're at. And Chicago can only be a fourth event spot.
Okay. And whatever happened to Phoenix, man? I thought everybody was really high on a West Coast event.
So we were looking at Phoenix, and maybe one more year we'll go to Phoenix. There was still a lot more. We're trying to get our schedules out before World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's a lot more meat on the table there that has to be hashed out to be at the stadium. The problem is the Phoenix Stadium is two properties in one. So we're dealing with literally the Phoenix football team stadium and a park next door. And we have to negotiate with both of them in tandem, which makes it just a little more challenging. So since we have stuff already in place everywhere else, it's a lot easier just to finalize these things and get them out, because I'm going to err on the side. I oftentimes make a mistake because, like, one of my big trade shows for venues is the first 2 weekends of November. I have two different shows. And so I'm always waiting till that to try and find some magic venue. And it just holds us up every year. So now we're just going to go ahead and try and get them done now and then go ahead and release them before World Cup so that way everybody can plan.
Okay.
And be mad at me early.
That's a good one. I'll make sure to...
So they're not mad at me over Christmas and all that stuff. They get mad like really early. Get it out of the way.
Tom Cole ruined my Christmas by releasing the dates.
I am definitely the Grinch when it comes to that, for sure. So,
how many people attend World Cup?
That's a good question. Since I'm sitting in my car in a Chipotle parking lot, I don't have that information. I'm gonna say about 6,000.
Okay.
I can tell how many room nights we book.
That's how many what?
I can tell you how many room nights, because that's the number that I use for the trade shows, right? When we have to negotiate.
How many room nights do we book?
We're just over 10,000.
10,000 room nights.
Yeah. It's one of the
Okay.
largest events that Florida has.
No way.
Yeah. During COVID, we were the largest.
Yeah, that's wild. And so with all that, we just can't figure out how to get a hotel sponsor.
Well, it would work if you. Well, all right. So the hotel sponsor thing is really complicated because so how many people do you think can stay at the same hotel at an event?
In Florida, at the same hotel chain?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, then-
there's got to be. I want to say there's like 50 Ramadas in like a 10-mile radius of the event.
I think you'd be surprised.
There's a lot of
But yeah, it's
Airbnb.
The thing is, and actually the show I go to every weekend, or this weekend coming up, I literally pitched it to every hotel brand in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I get no bites.
That's wild. How about the mayor of? Have you ever met the mayor of Orlando or Kissimmee or wherever we're at?
Kissimmee. I've never met the mayor of Kissimmee, I don't believe. But I have met with the council. I do go down to their tourism council thing once every couple years.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like there's like a contact. There's like someone's like a hand you haven't shaken.
Well, I keep shaking them, hoping to find the right one.
Hopefully you've you've got some hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I got a nurse as a wife, or a nurse practitioner. She get mad when I say just nurse. Nurse practitioner as a wife, and yes, I have a hand sanitizer in my car.
Yeah. There are like 8 Marriotts in your World Cup.
Okay.
Hey, do you know Barry Hearn? Do you know who Barry Hearn is?
Trick question, maybe. Why?
No. Someone's mentioned his name several times in here about snooker and why you haven't talked to him. So I figured that the reason like they were
About
saying
snooker.
Well,
No,
I
I'm
don't know.
not
That
talking-
some guy was saying, "Hey," they said it like 3 different times, and I was like, "He must know Barry Hearn." Is maybe a paintball
I do not
guy?
know Barry Hearn.
No, okay, never
I
mind.
don't know Barry Hearn.
Okay, that's why I was like, "You must
Like
have
a
his
list
contact
of
info."
people
I
that
just answering questions as they come in.
No. But
Okay.
but snooker's another interesting one, right? So because it's very similar to paintball on some level.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's because there's balls
I mean-
involved.
no, because typically you have a snooker, like a place to go play snooker, and then they try and get you to join leagues. It's like bowling, pool, snooker, darts, axe throwing are all kind of that same model. Golf,
I
right?
see.
You have an existing facility where people go play the sport as a recreational activity, and then you try and recruit those people to become competitors because it is cheaper to advertise to competitors than it is to the general public. And they use a locals, regionals, nationals type system where you qualify by competing at that local park. So if you're going to do snooker, and I'm making this up, but I'm 99% sure this is how they're going to do it. There's going to be 3 snooker places in San Diego, and you're going to play some tournaments there every Thursday for 8 weeks, and then you're going to win California, and then you're going to have to go play the guys in Greater California, which includes Sacramento and whatever the other towns are in California, and then you're going to win the state, and then you're going to go to the Western Conference Championship, and then 22 of y'all are going to go to Vegas and play for the $100 million prize package. It's been paid into by the hundreds of thousands of people playing local. So that's literally what darts does, golf does, cornhole. I mean, they're all using that same model, right? You go to a facility to participate. If you want to win, if you want to play a pool tournament, you have to play pool at your local pool hall,
That's right.
and you win a berth, right?
And
And it's all one class. It's everybody wants to talk about different prize packages or whatever. That's one of the reasons why prize packages are so high, because you're competing against everybody, whether they have a handicap system or not a handicap system. It's all the prize purse gets dumped into one. So therefore the winner gets a large portion of it. We divide our prize package up, which people on this call probably don't appreciate, right? But like we're giving D4, let's say even if it's just $4,000.
no, I definitely think you should divide the prize package up. I just think that there should be more money for the pros, paid down further, like golf. You make
Like
the
golf.
cut, you get paid.
Yep. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
The money's not there. And we could always, one way to get there, and I just explained this to the guy that I was talking to, we could go to double elimination and free up some time and guarantee you guys less games and then pay a bigger prize package.
Mm-hmm. I mean, back when we played, also pros got money, and the novice and rookie teams got like a box full of like oil and squeegees and like gear bags and like little
Correct.
knickknacks. You know what I mean?
Yep. And you also played significantly less paintball.
Right.
right? And in the NPPL, and I've argued about this for years, right? And I'm like, the NPPL, you played 8 games, 8 points, right? That's Russia warming up against you. You know what I mean? You play 8 points the whole tournament. So if we said that, everybody's going to play one match that's 8 points and it's 15 minutes, your prize package would go through the roof.
True.
It's just what it's most of the people are playing paintball because it's fun and they like playing with their teammates and kind of doing that stuff. And that, I'll give you that stat. One of the fastest growing segments in sports is adult team sports. Right? That's the current buzzword of the year in sports is adult team sports, because we've lost traditionally through the last 50 years or whatever. People have made a lot of their friendships through work, and that you go to happy hour and you hang out with your people from work, and and now people are working a lot more remote, and they just don't have that relationship. And also because of the culture of anything you say could get you fired and all that kind of stuff. People are participating in team sports like kickball or flag football or whatever it is to get that bonding, And you got to admit, when you play paintball with everybody on a team, you become like lifelong friends to some level.
So what do you think is the biggest thing we need to do to change or to fix aside from 3v3?
That's complicated. Which side do you want me to fix? So you got to really pick a side. You want to pick that we have more people playing or more people watching? Because the two are not necessarily the same.
You don't think that there's a correlation between the two? You're going to get one, you're going to get the other. So let's talk about how do we get more people
watching?
What is
the most watched sporting event in the world?
You're asking me what is?
Yeah.
Is it not football? Soccer?
It's called the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Yeah, Super Bowl. That was kind of halfway, right?
All right, so how many times have you gone out and played a game of football where you paid an entrance fee for it?
I don't think I've ever played a football game in my entire life.
Exactly. Matter of fact, I don't know of anybody that's played football that they paid an entrance fee for, right? You stop playing in college football, and that's the end of it, right? So spectators do not directly correlate to the participation. Okay. And BMX is the one, and I once again, I've probably said this before, but so when I met with BMX, they had just got accepted into the Olympics the year before, or they had just participated in the Olympics. And I was like, hell yeah, that had to be great for you. And he said it wasn't at all. Okay. Because the game they made to make people happy for TV was not what they typically did as BMX.
Sure.
And so it just didn't increase because it just looked, a lot of times you want to watch a spectacle. You want to watch a car crash. You want to watch, whatever. It doesn't mean I necessarily want to be a part of it. I don't want to, people like UFC. I don't want to get kicked in the face. I don't mind watching someone get kicked in the face, but that doesn't mean that's something I want to participate in. So participation to some level, it does increase that, but it also doesn't necessarily correlate. The two are not one and the same. Poker, on the other hand, when poker was on TV and everybody was watching poker, everybody started playing poker because you felt like you could win it, right? The problem with hard sports like football and paintball and all that stuff, it's obvious pretty quickly that just not anybody's going to win it.
Right.
Right? So basketball, right? I don't watch the NBA and just like, you know what? I bet I can do that. But you watch cornhole, you're like, I got this. You watch fishing, I got this. And so they exist for two different reasons. And I try to divide sports into two categories. There's sports that are purely for entertainment as a spectator, right? And then there are sports that are purely designed around participation. And both of them may be televised, but the reason they're televised is two different reasons. Golf, and people get mad at me, golf and fishing are the epitome of it, right? Because people watch golfing and fishing to learn how to be a better golfer and a better fisherman, or because they golf a lot and fish a lot and they understand the nuances.
Okay.
Right? And so that's what we are, right? Everybody that watches paintball typically is a paintball guy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of fans that are just,
or people's significant others who are just kind of sucked into watching the Spick and Span show and paintball just because it's playing in their thing.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
We'll take that though. We'll take those. That's another set of eyes.
But whereas football is the direct opposite, right? People watch football. They have, they typically are root for the team in their city, even though that's become less and less prevalent. But historically, right? If you lived in Chicago, you rooted for the Chicago Bears, right? And then you did not root for the Dallas Cowboys,
right?
And like I said, that is changing a little bit today because of the way that goes. But historically, that's been the way. and it's a completely. It makes you want to watch the game, not participate. Now, some could argue fantasy football is a way of participating, and that is another big plus. But it doesn't necessarily correlate to more people buying Rydell helmets.
Right.
If anything, football's viewership has gone up, and participation in football has seen a steady decline.
Mm-hmm. I can get behind that. Yeah.
That's a real number. Parents don't let their kids playing football anymore.
Yeah. That means that the chances of you going pro, the odds have gone up.
Well, if you're 360 and you're up.
No, just statistics. Statistically, if there's less people playing the sport, same amount of people in entry.
I got you.
Math, Tom. We gotta play the numbers out here. Speaking of which, there was a good recommendation out there, and it is we need to lube those hands up with some moisturizer and make sure that you got softer hands for when you're shaking. Or you've got to have this weird kind of like sweat on them that leaves a film on the person's hand, so they get kind of creeped out and they remember you more. One of the two. Or like have like a black bean or some spinach from Chipotle in your teeth. So people are like, dude, did you get that? Yeah, that guy had that thing in his tooth. What was he from? The paintball guy. That's right. Paintball. And then, you know.
So I do the opposite. I bring my wife and people are like, do you remember that guy that had the really attractive wife?
You see that guy? That also could work. Yeah.
I think that's what I got going
for
me right now. Like, were they married? Or
That's a good one.
Like,
that's a good one.
That's a good one because they're like, paintball's obviously successful because you see the guy with that hot wife.
They all think I'm rich. That's for sure. And
I think everybody in the league thinks you're rich.
My hand is soft as butter, boy. I got that down. I mean, if you had to say one of my skill sets it's going to be chatting with people, right? I would say that's
shaking hands.
Yeah, shaking hands and kissing babies has got to be, you know. So I don't know. We'll keep banging it out and hope for the best. I mean, we do have a plan, but you know, I'm not saying it's going to work. And I do feel like we're in a better position than we ever have been to be successful here in the next couple of years. I think something's going to give, or I'll get the post and we'll just deal with what we got. Players unite.
All right. Well, thanks, Tom. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. We know that.
Yeah.
It's definitely not as easy as just going out there and getting sponsors. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, and everybody's defense, right? I like to argue these things because it makes me think, right? It makes me challenge my own notions, you know what I mean? So when people send me these ideas or when people chime in on the things, even if it's a little snippy sometimes, it does make me, you know, rethink what I'm doing. And I have to argue my case and then I kind of think it through, and sometimes I could be wrong, you know what I mean? So it's good to keep this dialogue going.
I agree with that. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's accountability too, right? We gotta help with that accountability.
Yeah, but I do think the pro teams, I think the relationship between the league and the teams is the best it's ever been. So I think you guys complain to me perfectly fine, and we move on.
That's true. We
talk a lot. I mean, me and the teams talk a lot for the most part.
No, you're right. And I mean, I don't know if there's that level of transparency with other sports out there where, you know, you kind of like give you a call or text and be like, hey man, this is what's going on. And how we do it. And I think that a lot of guys, the comments that we're getting about how to make the webcast and the viewership a little bit better, maybe we need to get Darren back on or some of the Major League Paintball guys and talk with them about how easy it is to extend the length of the field so we have better depth of field there, or put more cameras on more guns, or whatever it is that we have here. That's not really the production side of it. Things isn't really a Tom question as much as it is, I mean, the logistics on lengthening the sidelines or the backfield nets so that we can get larger depths of field.
It is like I mean, it does fall to me in the end because I'm the one that would decree it, right? But and really that just comes out of communication on my side. Verbal had told us that before, and I don't even know why we didn't do it again. So shout out to Verbal for pointing it out to me again. So we'll try and fix that for the next time. I've actually asked Verbal to send me the specs of what his ideal specs are and his minimum specs are, so we can kind of just write that into our procedures. Because a lot of times we try something and, you know, we have so many balls in the air, right? Like,
oh yeah, I like that.
We got so many things going on that we just forget that it worked, or forget that that's something we need to do every time. And ops goes on and starts building their stuff, and I'm off doing whatever, designing a 2-man in the woods or something.
Right.
And,
Saving paintball by redesigning the logo.
Yep, Saving Paintball, redesigning the logo. We had to redesign that logo. It wasn't like just something I decided to do on a Thursday. So apparently I was a little too close to hitting. I just copy what everybody else does, right? I look at the NFL and
if they're successful, why not us? I mean, everything's copied in some way, shape, or form.
Follow. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I need to do what they're doing. So apparently I copied a little too close there.
Yeah. Except for the Dynasty changing mats. Those are definitely innovation of the year. No one's
I thought you were going with the lids from
Gen X.
Gen X.
No. See, that's still it. That's a
all right.
I like
Not
that
the
one.
Dynasty changing mats.
Yeah,
all right.
Dynasty changing mats. We'll get you one because when you're out in the bush and you need to change your clothes.
I am in the bush. Yeah.
I know. Well, right now you're currently in the bush. It looks like, and so if you need to take your pants off and your socks off and your shoes, you dance on your shoes sometimes when you're changing in the dirt.
I've done that.
Yeah, if you've got a changing mat, the Dynasty changing mat, the Dynasty invented. It was never invented before.
Is that sarcasm?
Yes,
really
I made a funny joke. It was like too early for innovation of the year, and people were like, a lot of people don't understand humor and satire. Like we have to put.
They don't understand. No, they don't understand dry humor. And so
people just don't have a sense of humor these days. Nobody does, especially the guys from New Jersey.
A little less. There's too many feelings and not enough humor. That's sure.
That's it. New Jersey's full of feelings.
Yeah.
So, you should definitely not agree with me on that.
What? Too many feelings or New Jersey?
Tom, you're getting into dangerous waters here, pal.
Yeah, good point. All right, leave me out of it.
I'm gonna save you right now. Because they're gonna come with their pitchforks and their cannolis, and they're gonna string you up.
For the New Jersey people?
Yeah.
I live in Maryland. I've been battling New Jersey people my whole life.
Something fishy's going on out there.
Yeah. So,
Tom, you're cooked, buddy.
All right, good deal.
You're gonna have some cement bricks tied around your legs when we go back to New Jersey for the
I live in Alabama. I'm not afraid of people from New Jersey anymore.
Oh man, that was great.
All right. Well, I'm out.
All right, thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you.
I'll text you the dates. Oh,
thank you.
Yeah. Let's see if he knows how to turn it off. Well, if we learned anything today, it was Tom doesn't like people from New Jersey. That's it. He doesn't like them, and he's not afraid of them. I mean, I was just trying to get some information.
I thought he said he lived in Maryland, and then he's like, I live in Alabama.
Yeah, well, he's from Maryland, so that was his first knock on Jersey. I've been dealing with those people. I don't know what he means by those people. Then he was like, and I'm from Alabama, so those people don't scare me. So it's been like it was a double whammy on you guys, man. I'm sorry. My goodness. All right, guys. It's been a great show. We're gonna spin the wheel. We've got a couple of winners that just already popped up because we decided to spin it in the background. So if your name is Yuukuzan, Yuukuzan, it's kind of something we talked about earlier. Make sure that we have your shipping information, and we will make sure to get you your prizes. Close these ads.
Are you supposed to go somewhere? Because there was like a mime or something in here.
Yeah, so Sloan's got swim class here in 1 hour. So I've got
1 hour. So you needed to go hour and 15 ahead.
Well, Camille, and just getting the kids in the car and it's a thing, and Sloan's got to pump herself up for it. Dude, who does swim class at 7 p.m.? We
did a pretty good job holding a straight face.
Oh yeah, she was pissed. I bet
she's like here probably 8 minutes.
Moving her hands around in circles, like trying to direct. It looked like she was like on an airplane.
She actually did fart. Did you hear that?
No. But that's pretty funny. I mean, I believe it.
I'm surprised she didn't break character right when she did that.
I believe it.
I thought she was gonna start hitting the drums.
I saw her look at the drums and
she looked at the light. I was like,
I thought she was gonna start tearing stuff down.
Yeah.
For sure.
Push the
I
camera
saw
over,
all that happening in slow time here. Okay, so I've got the mega support status and boat members queued up right now, and we're gonna spin this wheel. We actually got. Let me put. We did get an extra We did get
Spin
an
that
extra.
thing.
Yeah, we're gonna spin this thing. We got one extra. We gotta put Drew in there. And Woodgar, you were already on there. Oh yeah, so you're using Adam Lovejoy, Ricardo Duran, and then I'm gonna spin here this mega wheel. We've got about 50 members here on the Mega Support Status membership tier. Whoops, Drew Miller. We're gonna put you in here right now. Boom. And we appreciate everybody's support.
Dude, so yeah, I started watching
Yeah,
Alien Earth.
let's talk about it.
Alien Earth. Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
At first, it's like a little caught off guard. It's like jumping around a lot.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah. The
odd,
timeline. It's trying to like yeah. I like the intro. I like the intro of it.
But now I'm like worried every time I drink my water bottle.
What's in there? Yeah, those
did you see
people.
those
That is
little-
Studio 101, man, or like scientist in 101. You can't let all the
I
people
like-
out here.
I wanna,
Melissa
like-
Parker crushes it.
And what's up with the the eye that just jumps in? Like,
Oh, that thing's.
I think it's nice though.
No, it's not nice. Nothing in there is nice. Are you ready to go or what?
I'm at, Daddy, not the, it's actually time to go to my
Swim class.
swim team.
Let's do it. Let's do it, kiddo.
I'm on a swim team now.
Yeah, nice. I heard you're swimming pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Cole, you never got your Island Design shirt? Sloan, can you please have Sloan? Nick, send me a message.
We're just
I'm gonna
wrapping it up right now.
I'm gonna get that thing going. Bryant, you just won
That helps.
this Greenspan
Why
jersey.
you guys don't let go on that?
And then right after this, we're gonna so if the Island Design shirt did not get shipped, I just texted James actually yesterday, so I'll follow.
Any minute.
Okay, I've got 3 minutes.
Why have a gun bandana?
Guess because I'm the master dueler, girl.
Well, that's not a paintball.
What's your favorite pair of goggles on this whole thing? You choose that. Peter Che, you are a winner. And now we're gonna do. Hold this one up. Actually, hold this up. This is what we're gonna give away.
This one.
All right, hold this up, honey. This is what we're gonna give away right now. Okay, I've got
Boat
two.
Squad.
Okay, this is the Boat Squad members. Let me get the list
I
here.
want to go in the boat squad.
Dude,
Alright,
I need to go
you
into
better
your.
get the
I need
piggy
to-
bank.
I need to go into your piggy bank really quickly.
Well,
And-
Dad, you only said if you, but then you didn't let me. Get,
Boom, Boat Squad members, you got a 25% chance of winning.
Yeah,
Yeah!
I won. Wait, where's me?
Oh, Jonas! Bullet!
You didn't join yet.
Oh, you didn't join yet.
Yes, I did. You signed me up.
When?
Like he did this. SLOAN.
Okay, Sloan. All right, here's your name. This is for a fake bonus prize.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
Fake?
What? Did you
No,
hear that?
no. Like
no.
it's
Like
it'll
this
be-
is a bonus.
it'll be fate.
Oh, dang it.
Oh.
Dang it.
Stole me!
better
Nah.
luck next
Better
week.
luck next
Oh,
month.
do it again. Can you do it again?
I'll do it again, but if the more we do it, the later we're going to be to our appointment.
It's not an appointment.
It's swim class.
Dad.
Damn, this is rigged. The whole deal is rigged, Mr. Ocean. The whole deal is rigged. But I'll tell you what. Next week we're gonna be talking. I'll be at SC Village this weekend for Decay of Nations. Next week I'll be in Chicago for Clowns vs Zombies. And do you want to play paintball this weekend? I don't think you're old enough, but we'll talk about it.
I mean, I could do it with the jelly blaster.
Let's bring some jelly blasters. Do you think we should shoot some jelly blasters?
Oh, I'm gonna go into World Cup with you.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to talk to your mom about that one.
Hey, where's the wheel?
Oh, we're gonna have to spin the wheel a little bit later. Yeah.
How about the next one?
Just say. Can you say this really quick? Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for tuning in for dinosaur
Show.
for the Dinosaur Span Show.
The Dinosaur Span Show. All right. See you guys all next week. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, Join the sponsors down below. There's a bunch of links, peptides discounts. We've got the camera discounts. We've got a lot of things going on. Support the sponsors, support the show, support us, and we'll support you. Congratulations, Tigerware and Hormesis Band. Thank you to Hormesis. Thanks to Nick Cole, George Ocean for the stock tips.
Yeah.
SMR, let's go.
Well,
Don't take anything we here said seriously. No financial advice, obviously.
I'm already ready.
We're gonna go swimming.
well, we're gonna spin the wheel, and then that'll just take like another 20 minutes.
I like
Yeah? Did you know the ones that are above that are all unreleased and they don't get released till next week? So no one's ever seen them before?
No.
Yeah.
I just like this one.